and welcome to Indigo Blue. My name's Jane and I'm one of the design team, and today I thought that we would have a look at some of the new Luscious and just do a very simple sort of card with it. So I've done a little bit of preparation work beforehand, and I have used the all my things falling over, Abstract Marks #2, and I've used these lovely sort of little circles which I really like, and I've just stamped them in black VersaFine ink randomly across the paper, and I've embossed them so that there's a little bit to work with. Now, the new Luscious that we're working with, some of them are ones that have got the formula, they've been reformulated, so they're all brand new, but some of the colours have as I say, have been reformulated rather than new. So we've got Out of the Blue, gorgeous deep blue colour. We have got Green Apple, again lovely green, bright green, appley green. Teal, just one of my favourites. And then, my goodness, this is the new one, it's called Golden Halo, and if I just do that, you can see on there is just so much sparkle in this one. It is just almost blinding. So we are going to use a little bit of that. Like everything, all of the colours go an awful long way, so you get a great big huge pot and it will last you forever. Now I am going to, I've got a little block here. You can see I've already used it for lots of things, and I tend to just do a little bit on there. So I am going to just take a little bit with my brush. This is the teal, so we'll have a little bit down on here. I've got some water beside, so I can just start gently mixing that in with the water. I want it fairly, that's better, I want it fairly loose. Can you see these lovely colours? It's called teal, but it's just got some golds and I don't know what. It's just so beautiful, it really is. It's almost like peacock feathers. You know how you get that real sort of shimmer to it. So I am going to, I need to grab a pair of glasses. Bear with me a second, because I need to get some glasses so I can see what I'm doing, and I've just got them over here. There we go. It's one of those things when you need to, you think I've got everything prepared, but I never have. That's part of crafting. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of this off so I don't have too much on there, and hopefully my head's not going to come in. And then I'm just going to just cover some of this. Like that. I'll have a little one up here. So some of them I'm going over and some of them I'm not. Should we have a big one? You can see I haven't even put any more on my brush, and it's still, it's one of those things. I always say that I put a little tiny weeny bit on there, and there's still, that can come over that way, there's still lots over. So I'll show you what I do with what's over in a minute, because I'm very much waste not, want not. So those three I think are fine. I'm going to do that one just a little bit more in the centre. As it dries out, it will, the sparkle will sort of come. So that's on that one. Now you can see I've got quite a bit left over on here, so I've got another piece of paper, which probably just fell down there with a crash because I had it out of the way. So this is another piece of paper I've got here. So what I'm going to do with this is what's over, I'm literally just, move that one over the way for it to dry. I'm literally just going to, I'll take some more water on here because we don't want it to dry, and take it on there so I don't get my paper underneath mucky for you. So I'm literally just taking this and just moving a bit. Now you can then do all sorts of things with it, but you're not wasting anything because, as I said, it goes such a long way. So that's fine. I've only got a little bit in on there off my brush, and I've got all of that there which I can use for something else. You know, you can cut it out, you can emboss it, you can do, quite often I do circles or little squares or things like that, and then you see there's even more on here if I wanted to. I love using all of the little bits up, and then you have all sorts of papers and things. So that's the teal. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So now I'm just going to clean this brush off. I did get several different brushes, but I quite like this brush. Okay, so our next colour is going to be the Out of the Blue, because that's a really nice deep colour. So again, I'm just going to take a little bit of this out on there, and you can see that hardly, when I say hardly any, we have got just tiny little bit on here. We really don't need much at all. I can just take a little bit more out of there and just mix it up nicely. But as you can see, I'm using hardly any of it, and it's more than enough. Right, so let me just always make sure you put your lid on, because otherwise if you happen to sneeze, knock anything, you'll end up having it all over the place. So let's just have a look at this one. So I'm going to try and do some more. Let me do one of here, then I can turn it round afterwards. So we'll have this lovely big one. You see the gorgeous colour of this one. It's just beautiful. And I just love the way it goes on. And this is just literally adding it with water. You know, so you can imagine all of the paint things that you can do with it. You know, you can colour all of your stamped images in, you can use it as a wash, you can add all sorts of binders to it, from gilding gum to slap it on, and then you'll obviously have all sorts of different mediums to use. Sorry, I'm going quiet because I'm concentrating on my colouring. It's one of those things, you can't do two things, well, I can't do two things at once very easily. Let's have one on here. I'm going to have one on here as well. But you can see, you know, you don't need very much at all. Luscious is just, I love it. I really do love it. And you can make a little palette as well. I've got palettes of the old ones. These have only literally just come out, so I'm using them as they are, but I will make myself a little palette with them, because then when they dry out you can use them again. You just literally put water on them and they rejuvenate, which is rather good. Okay, so I'm just going to add this on here now. So add a bit of water to it, take it up to that corner. And I can just, can you see how you can blend it in with the other, so you get lots of different colours. And this is literally just what's left over, so I'm just making sure that I'm not wasting any of it. And just putting it up on here. But you can see the difference in the colours. Once it starts drying, can you see how the mica of it just is, oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Right, now let's clean that one off. Clean my brush again. Dry it off so I don't get it too wet. Now, what's our next colour? We're going to have the green apple, which is a lovely, lovely green colour. So let's take a little bit of that out, put it down on there, add a little bit of water, and then just a little bit more. Say, I just love these. Put my lid back on. If I don't put my lid on, it'll be everywhere. Right, just the brush off, glasses on. Let's get some more in here. I can do this one, can't I? And this is a great way if you've just got some, instead of doing swatches, so you know what colour you're getting, but getting used to the colours and what sits next to each other nicely, what you could mix together. These are quite fun ways of doing it, and you get something out of it at the same time. You see, I'm going to do this on here, and where it comes over the top, I'm going to mix it. So I've got that coming through underneath, and then let's have a couple in here. We haven't used much, have we? I'm going to do this one here. Just put that one in like that. They are just beautiful. Can you see how the shine's starting to come through now? Okay, I think that's probably... Do I do another little one? Maybe I do. I think I'll have a little one down here, actually. I can just put that on here. Right, so that's the 3 colours so far. And let me just add some to this one so we can see how that's going to go in on here. And as I say, I'm not even spending any time doing this at all. I'm literally just scribbling it on, because I will use this to just cut out bits and bobs and things. In fact, I shall show you one of the samples that I did using this sort of method. So, right, that's that down there. Clean that brush off again. Little bit of squirt on there to clean that one off so we don't contaminate any colours. My cloth with all sorts of bits and bobs on there. Okay, now we're going to use this one. It is just so sparkly. It's almost unbelievable. Let's just get a little water on there first. When it comes out, can you see? It's just got so much sparkle on it, and you can build the layers up. I've done a couple of samples where I've built the layers up quite a bit, and I think that's all I'm going to need on there, because as you can see, it's literally golden halo it's called, but my goodness, you've got some sparkle on there. Right, let's do some of them. I'm going to do this one here. And apologies if my hair's coming into view, but I need to get close enough so I can see what I'm doing. Let's just take this like that. I wanted to get it too wet. So should we do a big one? We'll do a big one down here. These are great as well for layering over the top. If you just want a little bit of added sparkle, you can layer it on over the top, which just gives that real extra bit of sparkle on there. So just putting this on here. You can see how the gold sparkle comes through really nicely. Now let's take one down on here. I think I might have one just on here. But this is just, as I say, it's so sparkly. There we are, and I've just done it completely on its own. Might actually do one in here. So I've got a couple on here that I need to do. There we go. So I've got that one on there, and as that dries you will get all the colour coming on there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this on here and I'm going to take it just there. But if I do it over the top, can you see? So I'm just doing it over the top of the blue, and just some of the others, as well as doing it on its own down the bottom. Because as it dries, can you see how you get just another layer of shine and sparkle on it? Real glitter, glitter, glitter. You can see on there how it, and it's not even dried yet, but it just gives an extra bit of sparkle on it. So I quite like that, to give a layer on it. Right, now I'm going to use, so these are all the new ones with the new formulas, and the brand new, the lovely golden halo. And there are some old ones which we can still use, because they're still going to use those ones. And this is bullfinch. So I have, I just wanted a little bit of, let's dry this brush off. I just wanted a little bit of a different colour with it. So I'm just going to put a little bit on here. Let's take some out of here. It's a really rather nice colour as well. In fact, they all are. They're just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So this is the bullfinch, which will give us just a little bit of a sparkly colour on here. And I'm just going to put some of that in on here. Because I quite like to add a little bit of, little pop of a different colour in on here. But you can see how as they're drying, the colour is really starting to pop. So there's one on here. Like that. I'm going to have one on here. How many more have we got? One here. Rather overdoing this one, but I've only got a few little ones left. I probably would have done a little bit more with the teal, but I do quite like, let's make sure I've got enough on there. One on here, like that. This one can come right in the corner here. And then we've got one missing down there, which I will just do in a second. So let's put the lid on here, and we'll have another teal down there, I think. So let me just do this one on here, turn that up that way round, and then I can just add some colour in on here. There we go. And you see I've got another sort of card of bits and bobs that I can use just with what was left over. So let me just clean that one off, clean that one, give it a shake. And we're going to have a little tiny bit more teal down the bottom there, because I think I just need just a little bit, just in that bottom one. Got a bit too much water on here, haven't I? Just a little bit more so it's not quite so wet. Clean the edge of my brush off. Right, put that there, put the lid on. I have to keep telling myself to put the lid on, otherwise I will leave it off and it'll end up going everywhere. Right, so let's just have this one in here. Oh, I think I've got two teals together. Never mind. Never mind. Could put this in with a different one, couldn't I? I do love this teal. You know, when you go like, I should have a favourite, and then you go like, oh, well, maybe that's my favourite. Oh, that's my favourite. As I do each one, I just turn around and go, oh, I like that. That's my favourite. Okay, so I've just got a little bit of this left over, so I'm just going to put that on there. It's just sort of a nice sort of, this is just a little bit of card that I've got over from something. It's always got like an embossing on it. Use that for something. Just take that on there, and that will just give me another little bit when it's dried. So as I say, I'm not wasting anything at all. And then I can put that in the water, stick that on there, clean that off. I'll clean that off properly before. Okay, so now we can have a look and see. Now it's starting to dry. Can you see all of those colours on there? And that gorgeous, gorgeous sparkly. Can you see where it's so difficult to show? Yes, you can see there. That's that gorgeous golden halo. Absolutely incredible. And you can see the colours on there. Just beautiful. So that then gives me a background for my card that I can then put whatever I want over the top. So I'm not going to carry on and do much more on there, but I am going to show you a couple of the samples to just so you can see what you can do with these bits that are sort of over. And I will show you down on here, because by the time this video goes out, you will have already seen the launch of these. So this is what I'm talking about with using your scraps and things. I've just used different punches in different sizes. This was on black, that was on, and you can see it's got a bit of a stripe in it. And I just literally lay them out in a rough sort of circle, put a wording in the center, let your light shine, because it's so shiny. And that's made a very simple, easy card. You could also use it for your, you know, your journaling or on a canvas, and just put a little bits on. You could put wording and things on them, but it's a way of using up all of your scraps and things. So that's what I will do with this. I will just punch some of these out in different shapes and use them for something. And to just show you the layering it up, this is the golden halo, and this is going to like really sort of almost blind you, but can you see? Let's turn it round. That's the golden halo, and that's done on, can you see the shine on those? That's done through a stencil, and it's using super thick Slap It On. So you mix it the same as I mixed it up with water, mix it up with super thick Slap It On, push it through the stencil as you would normally, and I've used the out of the blue, the dark blue, and the teal mixed together, and you can see I've put this in several layers and purposefully made it sort of, I hope you can see, a bit sort of cratery like, so it is sort of, you know, a golden moon. We've had this wolf moon recently, which was like 30% or 40% bigger than the normal moon, and it was lovely, which is why I used the lovely hair as well. And again, I coloured that one in just with the Luscious and some water. So that gives you an idea on there. So I'm going to leave it like that, but this one, as I say, I'm going to be able to add some other things to it, and it makes a very simple, easy card. So we've got all of these lovely new Luscious, and this one, new, the golden halo, is just beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed that. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.